So check this out. This is my near infrared sauna. Now this is portable. Let's show you right there. Just move this. It's got a little handle. Side. Hang on, let me put this on the bottom. It's a little precaution. A little yoga brick. The bottom right there. If I could touch there you go. And then got a little handle up here. And that's the line. So anyway, this is how I set mine up. I basically made this myself. And the great thing about it is it really increases the yang in the body, makes you sweat without having to exercise, and it builds up energy in the meridians of the body. It's not perfect, but it can help, especially if you have a susceptibility to cold. This is a great tool for anybody that has any kind of chronic degenerative condition, because cold has invaded into the body at that point, and you have essentially a situation where there's hypofunction in the tissues. The tissues don't have enough energy to do the jobs that they need to do. Essentially what happens is the body uses all sorts of energy to pump potassium into the cell, so it can use it as kind of like a battery when it needs to, and it'll dump the potassium out, and it'll it'll dump the potassium out to do the job, and sodium will just push itself into the tissue. It's like an electromagnetic kind of phenomena from the blood. And so what happens is if you don't have enough energy in the tissues, you can't pump that potassium back in, you know. So, and some people don't make that, you know, that kind of energy. So what happens is, so for example, if you heat up the body artificially, and if you resonate the body artificially with certain kind of magnetic fields, electromagnetic fields, like light waves and heat waves and radio waves and, you know, infrared, for example, in this case, we have it right here. What happens is the body doesn't have to produce that so much, that field. And so it can have a little bit of a rest, and you get a bump in other type of energy production. The body's very efficient, and we know certain kind of energies help it along in its process more than other type of energies, okay? Even I think radioactive substances, with the proper use and the proper dosages, could probably be really useful. I think they're just using it too bluntly, in the wrong way, in cases that they don't really need it. So it's like 99.9% of it's just being misused. Something like this is you're getting basically radiation from this, but it's heat. You know, radiation is a form of heat, just like light is, just like other types of vibrations are. And so what happens is with this is very safe. It warms up the body. When you touch it, like right now, it's very soothing. I got my hand in front of it. It's very, very soothing. You could just, even the color is so warm and so soothing. You can see it in the picture quality. And so, what do you call it? This is really effective for the kidneys, the kidney channels, bladder channels, especially, you know, knees, places in the body that get kind of degenerative conditions, cold conditions, deficiency conditions, feeling of being hollow or empty or fatigued. This will help you. Pain anywhere in the body, cramping anywhere in the body. This works beautifully. So this cost me about $120 to make. It took me a couple days just to construct it and make it. It's not perfect. Just the bulbs by themselves cost about $45. They're about $11 plus tax or something. So maybe even $50. I forget now. But the point is, you know, the bulbs themselves are going to cost you the bulk of what you're trying to do. And it never throws the, you know, switches or the fuse box or anything like that. I got 4 lamps. I put this in the bathtub and I hang it so that it's kind of like at like you know, like stomach level if I were to stand up. Kind of like a little bit below. It's actually a little bit more towards like the hip area if you were to just stand up next to it. And I just sit down. I have like a shower chair, you know, those waterproof chairs that people use, like usually the elderly will use it, or if you have some kind of a surgery or something, you might use a shower chair because you can't stand for a long time. And I take the top off. It's like removable, the backing of the chair, and just sit there. And it works great. You know, I use Mylar on top. on the top. I might show you the setup one of these days, but just cover the top, cover the side, close the door of the the shower or the bathtub. And if it's a shower, you need some space away from it. It has to be a bathtub or a big shower because you can burn yourself. This is a very interesting kind of heat because it kind of does feel like it's penetrating in a different way. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of like goes in there in a way. It's not just some kind of ambient, kind of like pushes its way into the tissues, and so it can hurt you if you are too close to it for too long. Like I'm about an inch away, but that's about a few more seconds after it's gonna start getting really hot. But so just cover it up. You can also use a space heater to make the room cold, warmer if it's colder, so you can sweat better. So essentially, you can use this to sweat, or you can use it to warm up an area that's cold. Like my back kind of got cold last night a little bit because it was kind of cold and I didn't wear the right thing, and it was kind of achy, and I just sat in front of it, or sat next to it with my back to it, and it was perfect. It did the job perfectly. It was like 5 minutes. I felt fine. So this is really nice stuff. Just got to be careful with it. Moving it around, you got to be careful because I had a little cage around it so it would protect the glass, the bulbs, but it got way too heavy. So there you go. If you have any questions, write a comment, question, whatever. I got this from Lawrence Wilson, the hair trace mineral guy, and there's companies that sell these kinds of things now for a couple $100. So I definitely recommend, if you can't make it, buy one. It's worth a couple $100 you're going to be spending on these things.